Ooh.
Those who don't know, what is emotional intelligence? Take us through a little bit about it.
Oh my goodness. It is the ability to be able to use, manage, understand your emotions in a healthy manner.
There I was, an upcoming HR professional. I was flying high, scoring. I was even deemed the best HR of the year.
Guys, I'm so happy to be here. We addressed some hard things.
Good evening to you, beautiful people, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I know it's a different time. I know it's funny, but here we are. You are in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing with the right person. Welcome to your weekly A Glimpse of Growth with Dr. Dale. And I don't know what you're doing. Hopefully you're off of work. Hopefully you are off of work. And if you're not, I'm giving you the side eye. Like, I'm looking at you side eye. I'm telling you, leave work because it's time to leave work. Hopefully you're on your way home. If not home already, cooking dinner, eating dinner, getting the kids from school, whatever it is that you're doing. I hope that you are well. Today is Wednesday. I have to look at my calendar here because otherwise I'll never know what day it is. Like, I don't do this every Wednesday. Get it together, Dale. I gonna get it together, people. Anyways, so today is Wednesday, November 13th. And today the time is 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I have on my nice jacket that my sister sent me, you guys, from Martha's Vineyard. And it's super cute because it's pink and she hooked me up. So shout out to my sister Casilda out there. Thank you very much. I'm loving it. So today, the conversation today, you guys, as usual, we keep it real here. Everything from emotional intelligence to HR to the workplace to employees to managers to you, all things you, right? To even kids, to even you leveling yourself up in all the different ways. And you are in the right place if you are here, and if you're watching on replay, hello, thank you for being here. So like, share, comment, subscribe, and thank you for sharing your time with me, sharing your time with us, with A Glimpse of Growth. So the conversation today, the title is Empower Your Career. Take charge, level up, and thrive. And this is only part one. So I have a wonderful guest today, Miss Stephanie. And I met Stephanie. We known each other for quite some time now. Hopefully she can tell me how long we known each other because I have no idea. But I know I met Stephanie. I'm gonna bring her up, you guys. Give me a chance to get it together here, you guys. Boom! I think we got Stephanie. Stephanie, you're here. Can you hear me?
Hi, yep, I can hear you.
Awesome! Welcome to A Glimpse of Growth. Welcome. I'm gonna just shoot it over to you. I know that we met each other in SMA, right?
Yes.
Please say yes. Okay,
yes.
Good. And of course, that's an HR chapter for those that do not know. And since then, from peer to colleague to now friend to now a guest here on AGG. And I am so glad that we maintain our connection. So with that, Stephanie, I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself a little bit and tell people who you are. And we're just going to get into the subject. So floor is yours.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Dale. Hello, everyone. I'm Stephanie Droulard, a certified professional in human resources. I've been in the profession for about 17 years now. I've worked in Manhattan, Orlando, South Florida, and I've had the pleasure of working in different industries, including retail, healthcare, finance, property management. Majority of my career was spent in the private sector, but I've recently transitioned to local government. That's quite a transition. And
I bet.
yes, quite a transition. I've been there in that role maybe for just over a year now, and I still learn something new every day. It's never a dull moment in the public sector. So definitely, it's quite a ride.
I would imagine that. So, did you guys hear what she said? She said 17 years, and she said two things that stood out to me. Apart from the various different industries that you worked in, 17 years, and you are still learning something new.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The learning never stops, really. And it shouldn't.
Like we getting right into it. Like yes,
Yes, yes,
it.
yes, you know?
I mean, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. So we're Stephanie for the next 2 weeks. This week and next week, she's going to be dropping her experience, her expertise, her insights as it relates to empowering your career, taking charge, leveling up, thriving, and because sometimes you be at a job for so long. People be you start a job and you be at that position for years and years and years, and you're wondering, they passed me up for that promotion. I keep on applying. What am I doing wrong? Should I even go for that position? Should I leave? What should I do? Like sometimes you have all of these things that you don't know how to move about in the world of work. I mean, I certainly didn't know. And I wish when I started, some people told me, right? What are your thoughts on that before we kind of get into this, Stephanie?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot that we don't know, and we don't know what we don't know, right? On top of it. So, yes, sometimes we just need to look within ourselves. A lot of self awareness needs to take place. This is where emotional intelligence comes into our lives, which is such an important concept to understand and implement. And I know this is near and dear to Dr. Dale.
I mean, I promise you guys, I didn't tell her to say this stuff. She's saying this.
She didn't tell me to say it. No, but it's very true and it's very necessary. So for those of you who are just thinking, oh, it's just a fad or a trend, it's real life and it does help you propel your career. So, but we'll get into it throughout.
Okay, so let's start with number one. So we're gonna have 8, right? We said 8. Is it 8, Steph?
10.
Is this 10? Correct me. Yes, it's 10. We're going to do 5 today, right?
Yes.
And then the other 5 we're going to do next week. So part 2 is coming next week. So make sure you guys, I think the invite is already out there on all the socials. So make sure you guys go and make sure you attend and register. So yes, Stephanie, give us number 1 while I kind of look for it here that you gave me.
All right. So number 1, be curious and ask questions. Okay. This is really important, particularly for those who are starting a new job with a new company. Not so much for those who are promoting within their current employer. If you're starting a new job, chances are everything is new, right? New team, new work environment, new manager, new workspace, new commute. Everything is new. So when you come into this new space, you're observing everything, you're taking in, you're perceiving your stimuli, you're reacting to your stimuli, right? There's a lot of things you have to pay attention to. What is the team dynamics like? Try to get a temperature feel of your team, even of your management team, right? Speaking of management, what type of management style am I walking into right now? Is it a micromanager? Is it the type of manager that lets you have your authority and lets you kind of grab the ball and run with it, right?
Right.
Do they have an open door policy, or do you have to make an appointment to speak with them? There's a lot that you need to know. Do people work through lunch, or do people actually disconnect, step away from their workstation and go outside and get fresh air? What is the dynamics? Who's who? Who are the influencers? Who are those that you need to know to get ahead in the company? All of these things are just, you're naturally going to be curious about these things. But rather than keeping them to yourself, try to gravitate towards someone that you feel or that you recognize is someone that you gel with, you mesh with pretty well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
that one person, even when you're brand new to an organization, one person that you click with pretty well. Ask questions. The more you know, the better you'll be able to operate and navigate through this new situation that you just got yourself into, right? There's only so much that can be explained on a company website or social media outlets or even in the interview. You're really going to learn once you're there. And this is when the curiosity steps in. So I'm telling you all, ask questions. The more you know, the more informed you'll be and the better you'll be able to operate.
But Stephanie, sometimes people when they start this new job and they're there, they don't want to. They know they don't know, and people around them know that they don't know, right? But people are in their own world. They're doing their own thing. They're doing their job. They're distracted. They're in their world. So people
Yes.
don't sometimes, unfortunately, not all job that you go to, they give you a handbook with all the training material, where you need to go, where's the coffee machine, where's the bathroom. There's not somebody there holding your hand every step of the way, right?
Unfortunately not. Nope.
And that's a lot of jobs, let me tell you. That's not just, oh, I'll be fine. Yeah, you be lost. You're gonna be lost, spending your whole lunch hour trying to figure out where to go eat instead of,
Right.
bring your lunch on the first day, because you don't know.
You don't know.
You don't
Exactly.
know. You don't know, right? You don't know, or especially you don't know the area. You're not from around the area or something like that, right?
Right.
Danielle Laporte said, "If knowledge is power, then curiosity is the muscle."
Oh, I like that. I
Yeah,
like that
because
a lot.
in order for you to get to the knowledge and ask the question and see the need, you have to be curious
You have to, yes.
as to, man, where do I put my purse? Should I put it on my desk? Should I leave it here? Do I trust these people? The answer is always no. You don't trust them because you don't know them. So yes, stay curious. Stay curious. You got to stay curious, because you can't come to the job and expect people that because right now employers are looking for people that are taking initiative,
Yes, that's
right?
true. Yes. They want everyone to hit the ground running as soon as they get there, but there's still a lot there that they don't know. So, they still need to be equipped with the right resources and
100%.
information.
And if you are whoever's manager, if you're a manager, you're listening to this, stop throwing people to the wolves. Help them out. At least tell them where the bathroom and the kitchen is at so they can heat their food up. Stop just like, yeah, go. HR is gonna show you. HR done their part. You gotta do some training,
Yeah.
some basic training. We're laughing, but it's so serious because
Yes.
Stephanie has been through it. I have been through it, meaning somebody has done it to me, somebody's done it to her, right?
Yeah.
And so I understood what that feel like. And whenever I became a manager, I made sure, I was like, man, let's be prepared for this person that's coming on Monday.
Yes.
Monday is coming.
Yes, to make it a positive experience. Yes.
Yes,
You want
because
them to stay.
it's Stephanie, I think research shows that employees, especially millennials, right? Millennials and or I think Gen Zs, if you know
Gen Z.
your demographics in that way, they leave the job within 6 months to a year if they don't have a good onboarding process.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is
Right?
so yes, yes. The same way that the employer is assessing that employee, the employee is doing the same thing too. So it's absolutely, that experience is everything. This is how you retain top talent. Take care of your people.
Yes, take care of them, because if you don't, they're gonna give you the deuces. You're not gonna like it. You're like, we just hired him. Yeah, well, you didn't take care of him. Something went wrong. Something went wrong. Okay, I think anything else for this for this number one here, Stephanie?
No.
Okay, so let us go with number two. What's number
All
two?
right. Number 2, advocate for your mental health. Very, very important, guys. For those who are listening,
They're scared, Stephanie. They're scared. They're scared.
oh no, mental health, that this issue, this concept has been around, honestly, forever, but it really came to the forefront during the pandemic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we're in
Mm-hmm.
this post-pandemic era where it's on everyone's the top of everyone's list at this point. It's important
Mm-hmm.
to employers, employees, it's important at home, work, wherever you spend most of your time. So here's the thing, right? There are some people who they're constantly on the go, on the go, on the go. They work all day, they barely take lunch, they take care of the kids, the spouse, the aging parents, the grandparents, the friends, the neighbors, but they're not taking care of themselves, right? You
Okay.
have to stop and take care of yourself. It doesn't have to be monumental things. It could be little things, as little as taking a break, stepping outside if weather permits, right? If it's pouring outside, of course, don't go out there, but step outside, get some sun, take a deep breath, take the time out throughout your day for deep breathing, meditation, reading, prayer, whatever it is that fuels you and makes you feel strong, whatever gives you that reset or that reboot that you need. Because if you're constantly going on little sleep, no food, poor nutrition, you're going to burn out. And if you're
100%.
right, your mind
Yeah.
burns out, all your other organs are going to start to burn out too. And then everything around you, everyone that's dependent on you, are going to fall apart. So you
Yeah.
have to, it's so important. Advocate for your mental health. Speak up. If you need a break, say you need a break. Because sometimes managers are not, they're busy. They're busy. They're not paying attention, especially in those fast-paced environments like retail, for example. You're on the cash register, you're stocking the shelves, you're in the fitting room, you're in the warehouse, you're constantly going. You have to speak up. I need a break. I need a break. I need
Yeah.
20 minutes. Give me 20 minutes. Step away, breathe, and reset.
But Stephanie, they don't, and I'm assuming, so me, I've been in that position before as well, before I became a manager, and their people they want to seem like they got it, so they don't want to show, especially in their new position, right?
Yes,
They don't
yes.
want, they've been a stretch for the past 6 months since they started. They haven't had one day off, and they've been coming in early every single day, putting in 12-hour days, and they
Oof.
want to show that manager, right? So
Mhm.
they're working 80-hour weeks, they want to show that manager, that team, that department, that company, that I can do this job and I got this and I deserve a promotion within that year and all this bunch of stuff. But the promotion ain't worth a dilly diddly if you ain't got your you ain't gonna be no good to nobody. You can
Exactly.
shake you can
Yes. Yes.
shake your head up and you hear things like going around like a bunch of pencils or something. Because you're gonna be no good to nobody once you get into that role. You have burnt yourself out. So when you finally get to it, you're not gonna enjoy it, and nobody around you is gonna enjoy it because you're gonna be snapping at everybody. You're gonna be like off your because you're not taking care of yourself. So self-care, very important. Stephanie, I put a comment here from Catherine. Catherine, thank you for being here. Catherine Serboni. Hopefully I'm saying it right. If I'm not, I'm sorry. Don't judge me by my my lack of but judge me by my heart. So Catherine wants to know, have you ever walked into an HR role where you were intimidated by one of the managers? How do you overcome that? That's a good question. That happens
Oh,
all the time, Catherine. Believe it or not, you're not alone.
oh, yeah, yeah. And that can happen. That can happen because you're new, you're coming into a new role. And I always say this, regardless of what our position is or what role we are, we're human beings first. And sometimes we let those emotions get the best of us. Okay. And hey, you may be perceived as a threat coming in. What is this
Yeah.
person? Is she going to take my job? Is he going to take my job? Oh, is she going to highlight the fact that I'm a slacker and I'm not doing my job?
Right.
As well as I should, this person's coming in and getting all this praise, and now I look bad. It's natural to have those emotions, so it's important to understand that people are going to be people. Don't
Mm-hmm.
let the emotions of others or the what's the word I'm looking for, the insecurity of others
Mm-hmm. To
affect
make
you.
you feel like
Right.
insecure.
Yes.
Correct.
You're there
Correct.
for a reason. You're there for to do a job, and you're going to do the best that you can every day. Those insecurities will pass as they notice that you're a good person, you're a team player, and you're here for the win for everybody. So it's easier said than done, but it's really important to not let those negative feelings affect you.
Right. I definitely can sympathize, and I'm there with you, Catherine, because when I've been in those situations, so what I do is to add to what Stephanie said, I stick to the job. Stick to what I came here to do. I'm not here to be friends or be like buddy buddy, chummy chummy with people with the entire management force. I'm here to do the job for the employee, for the company, bridge them both together so that way we can walk in unison. They don't have to like you, you don't have to like them, but you definitely got to respect them, right? Hopefully you like them. It'll be great and easier if you like them. It'll be much easier, right? If you like them. But definitely that intimidation, that's what are you telling yourself? Because I think it's a deeper root cause, right?
Mhm.
The emotions that you're feeling, is it, you said you're intimidated by that manager. Are they, you're perceiving that they're intimidating you? Did you have conversations with them? Is it something that's just in your head, or is it something that's actually happening? So you got to separate the facts from the feelings that you're having, right? So that way you're able to actually do the job objectively, purely, equitably, so that way, everybody gets a win at the end of the day.
Yes, yes.
Um, you know what I mean? Anything
Yeah.
you want to add to that, Steph?
No, that was well said.
Oh,
Absolutely.
don't say it like that. Let me see what Kinson, Mr. Dib put here. Jobs want people to own jobs want people to own the job they are hired to do. Speak up and show up on the day that you are excited to bring yourself to the table. Show the rest who you are. They don't know you. So very
Yep.
true.
Yep.
So very true.
Absolutely. Show up and show out, respectfully and professionally, of course.
Respectfully, yeah. Show them who you are, that you came to do a job, that what they hired you to do, you can do this and more. But you're probably not going to show them all your cards
Right,
right
right.
now.
Not
You got to
necessarily.
ease yourself,
Right.
because again, to Stephanie's point, they are, once you're there, they're whining and dining you, and you are
Mhm.
whining and dining them. Because the relationship doesn't end once you get the job, right, Stephanie?
No, not
The
at all.
relationship, that's when it begins,
That's when
right?
the work
Because
begins. Yes.
we're comparing it to a relationship, you guys. It's, I mean, like a romantic relationship, right?
Right, right.
Once you're in the door, once we're boyfriend and girlfriend,
Mhm.
that's where the work begins. Because now I can bring down my guard, I can show you who I really am. And
Yes.
sometimes that's not always smiles, that's like
Oh,
"Rawr!"
yeah. Exactly.
You're gonna have good days and bad days. That's all I'm saying. And you gotta be human about it and simply acknowledge it. To Stephanie's point, the very first thing she said was self-awareness. Acknowledge it, right?
Yes, yes. Oh goodness. We have to look within ourselves sometimes.
Acknowledge it and apologize. Apologize and get over it or get through it.
Keep moving.
But you can't stay in it, right? Because that's
Right.
where I think gossip happens, and
Mhm.
anger and frustration and holding things in. And I'm not talking to that one, and I'm not going to take that to his office because he yelled at me. Like, just go talk to the person and tell them what they did that hurt you, address it, and
Mhm.
keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Because the
Exactly.
problem that I find in my experience, you tell me your experience, Stephanie, in my experience is that when I didn't express how I felt about
Mhm.
what somebody did in a
Mhm.
particular situation, and I didn't say anything about it, and I let it fester, I let it go on for months and years. I mean, and I just held that person at at
Distance.
arm's length, at a
Mhm.
distance, and it caused a lot of the project didn't get done the way it could have gotten done better. You know what I mean? It
Mhm.
just didn't get done the right way. If I had simply maybe gone back and actually tell them, hey, you were having a bad day and you yelled at me and I didn't like it and I appreciate it. So maybe you not do this again going forward. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye. Have a good day. What do you think, Stephanie? What was your experience?
Yes, absolutely. And that's the thing. And, we are humans first. And sometimes we get caught up in our feelings and we stay in our feelings. But doing so is going to prevent us from excelling in our careers. We really, I get it. It is easier said than done, but we have to put in the work, put in the practice so that we can get better at ignoring the negativity, just putting it to the side. Just, you know what? I'm not going to let you bother me. No, I'm here for a reason. I have a goal, and this is what I'm here to do. And you don't have to like me, as you said, Dr. Dale. You don't have to like me, but we all have to respect each other and work together. So let's get it done.
Mic drop. Man, I need to buy me a mic up in here so I can you drop my mic. Mic drop. I love that, Stephanie. That was good. So we have another question here or another comment. Kadia, Joe.
Yeah.
Kadia, please. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. I'm sorry. I'm butchering these people's name. My goodness. Please forgive me, people. Please. So, how do you deal with toxic work environment? Let's give them one or two tips of how to deal with that, because I'm sure everybody is dealing with something like that.
Yes, that's true. Absolutely. You know what? I think when it comes to a toxic work environment, it happens because no one's actually talking and getting to know each other. People have their preconceived notions, especially when someone new joins the team. They already have their opinions, and then they start gossiping and they stick to it. But are you all really talking, right? Are you learning from each other? Remember, we're all here for we all work for the same employer. So we're all kind of following that same goal, that same path. There really should be no time for gossiping and toxicity and negativity and all of that. Let's come together as professionals, learn from each other, do what we have to do, and push this initiative forward. Really, at the end of the day, we're adults. Let's be adults. And again, let's get it done.
100%. Spoken she sounded like one of your bosses, but right now, right? Didn't she sound like one of your bosses saying exactly that? Just stop dealing with this stuff and do the job. Because that's exactly what you came there to do. You came there to do a job.
Yes.
Right? But you came there for them to treat you like a human being, treat you with respect, right? Treat you with appreciation. You want to be feel seen, valued, all of this stuff, right? And to Stephanie's point, are you guys not talking? And if you're not talking, somebody open your mouth. I made this point a couple weeks ago, and I said, just because you opened your mouth and said something does not mean you're saying something.
Absolutely. That's true.
Have
a meaning behind it.
You guys need
Don't just say words. Have a meaning behind your words. Right?
And then back up what you're saying with actions.
Right. Of course. Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
That's a great
Back it up with actions and accountability. Yes. Hold people, they're your manager or they're your peer. They're supposed to do something on the project. You said, and here's the email, here's the receipts. I used to know this girl that used to do this all the time. And she had receipts. And she's like, no, you said it here. And she would always, she's like, send it to me. Every conversation, she would say, send it to me in an email. And that was because she always wanted to have a backup of what the conversation was. So that way.
It's necessary. Sometimes it's not. But
no, a lot of times it's necessary, Stephanie. Let's not play down. Let's not play this down. You need to show people, remind people what they said, because some people have amnesia. Like a lot of
selective amnesia.
We're laughing, but because we've been through this, and this stuff is so annoying and it's so frustrating, especially you doing a job. You're at a job that you really love. You're passionate about what you do. You have purpose doing what you do every single day, and just. You're pointing your fingers at what other people are doing that's causing you to fumble or not be able to do your job correctly.
Right.
We're gonna pass that. We're gonna pass the baton back to you and say, do something about it. And there are various things you can do about it, right? You could
Right.
either, go to HR, talk to that person, talk to that manager, go to the person above them, whatever it is. If you tried all of those different steps and it's still not working, I'm not going to tell you to leave, but I'm going to tell you to maybe you should consider other options.
There are other options. Yes,
There
yes.
are other options, and that's just being the real, because sometimes being an organization that's been people have been there for years. I've been in an organization where people have been the management have been there for 40 years.
Oh, wow. Woo.
40 years. 40 years, you guys. So I don't know what I mean, and that's fine, right? Because you have that knowledge for people to bring over, right, to the people that are the new employees. But what are we doing with all that information? And are those people contributing to the new employees?
Absolutely. Yes.
Right?
Are they
That transfer
contributing?
of knowledge, you know what I mean?
The transfer of knowledge. Absolutely. Yes. And we'll get into that too a little bit down the line in this session.
Okay. Okay, so what's number 2, Steph? What's number 3? Oh,
Number
it's number
three.
3, right?
Actually,
Jeez.
this is a nice segue into number 3, because number 3 is be the solution, not the problem. Okay.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, are you the solution? Are you guys the solution?
Absolutely. Throughout my career, employees will come to me complaining about either their manager or another employee or a project that they're on. And they bring these complaints and grievances to me, but I'm not hearing, what are you trying to do to fix the issue? They just want HR to fix it for them, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
going to come to mommy and mommy's going to save the day, right? No. Think about it first. Look within yourself. Again, self-awareness. What can I do to change the situation? Because remember, we can't control others. We can't expect other people to change. They are who they are. We can only control ourselves. So maybe take a moment. Maybe I need to change my perspective, my approach, or even how I execute things, right? The solution is sometimes within ourselves. Sometimes we need to be the change that we want to see. Okay. And a lot of people don't really realize that. They just want things to be resolved. But you can be part of the solution, though, right? Don't just come with problems. What are you willing to do to resolve this issue?
What are you doing? I ask you, what are you doing to solve the problem? And I used to tell that to my team all the time. No, it took me 1 whole year to get them out of the habit of bringing problems without solutions.
Oh,
And this was a team of 15, 1 whole year. Because I used to measure everything. I was like, all right, this initiative, I started this date, and I'm going to measure it. Okay, go. And that's how, detailed I was, because I wanted to see, actually wanted to see the results, and how it affected the people around me, and how it made them, and they were so much better because they started owning to Stephanie's point, you start owning the solutions that you're bringing. You're like, yeah, that was my idea.
right. I did that.
You get to get that praise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you want to have that praise. And I mean, I've been on the other side too, where it was your idea, and then you have leaders taking credit for what you did. Don't get me started on that.
Yes.
That's something.
That's a whole other session on its
That's a whole different section. We're not gonna go there. But we're gonna say, be the solution, not the problem. Because when you're a part of the solution, more people want you on their team.
Yes.
I know I want you. I want you.
I
Come
do
over
too.
here.
Yes.
Come over here, right? Because then we're locking arms, right, together. There's a chain, right? You doing your part, and I'm bringing in my part. I'm like, yeah, that's a really good idea. The majority of the time, they already have the solution. You know why you should come with the solution? Another reason is because you're the expert in whatever that subject is, that area is, right? Whatever, if that's your job, it's a part of your job. You already are the expert. They hired you for a reason. So give them the solution to what it is that you're bringing to them.
Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. Yes. I mean, there's always a way, whether if it's a process that needs to be streamlined, if there's a way to maximize profit or minimize cost, minimize time. If there's a, there's a way there's always a way to improve a process, right? Or a problem. Think about it. Just think about it. Look within yourself. What can I do to help the situation? Start with yourself first before you just bring up a problem, and you'll be very surprised how things can resolve themselves.
So very true. So you heard it here first. I'm kidding, you guys. You heard it here first. Be the solution, not the problem. Don't go. Stop bringing problems to your manager. You try this next week when you go back to work, or tomorrow when you go back to work, and you have something that came up at in your duties, and you're like, yeah, I was looking. You go tell your manager, I was looking at this, and I think that this is a better way for us to do that. What do you think? It's cost effective. They love that. So make sure it's not a lot of money, because they don't want to spend a lot of money. You want to save the company money.
Yes, the budget.
Right?
The budget.
Right. And then you want that money, instead of it going on whatever idea you have, maybe they could give you a promotion later on. You never know.
You never know. Yeah.
You got to think smart with these things. You got to think a step ahead, because that's what they're thinking. How much? That's the first question they're going to ask. How much is this going to cost us? That's all they want to. How much is it going to cost us? Oh, it's not going to cost us anything. Just $5. Just one down payment of $5. Nothing else we have to pay. And then their eyes widen. Are you sure this is right? Yeah, I triple checked it with two of my team members, and they love you because you came up with this idea.
Yes,
absolutely. So beautiful.
They'll remember that during the annual evaluation, during your performance review.
Yes, and if they don't remember it, you remind them.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, when I opened the nursing home down in Kendall a couple of years ago, when I hired like 300 plus people, and we had to do the whole orientation from scratch, everything. And that orientation, I created it, and it was transcend and shared with all of the other 25 nursing homes that company was a part of, and it became their new orientation, a new way of doing it. You know what I mean? Because I got a chance to start from scratch. Brand new nursing home, nobody there, hiring all of these people. So I got a chance to do it right. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that was a challenge, but it was able to be shared with other people that were already in the industry doing their due. So yeah, you never know where it can go. And if not, you can add it to your resume. That's what you always want to do. You want to add stuff to your resume. Like, let this be one of the old wise tales, like your grandma tell you when your grandma tells you. What is something that your grandma always tells you? Don't say no. Everything that you what is something that your grandma says? Somebody at grandma says,
treat others how you want to be treated.
Yes. Let this be your own solution to your own problems. I just gave you what your grandma said, so you have to do it. All right, so Stephanie, we can wait. I think I have some comments here. Let me make sure I've gone through all the comments. You guys have to ping me because I be forgetting. Karen says she can certainly relate. Hi, Karen. My sister is on. Hi, my sister. My sister is on live. I have to shout out my sister, you guys. Casilda. Hi, Black. So, all right, let's see here. What else? What's number 4, Stephanie? What's number 4?
Okay. Learn to embrace differences. Okay. Yeah, and this ties into being that new person, joining a new team. For whatever reason, just as humans, sometimes we tend to reject those who are not like us, right? Someone joining our team, and we sometimes you go into a new organization and you notice there are certain groups or cliques here and there, and they all have some shared value or interest amongst them, right? But then someone comes in who's either a different race than them. Maybe they have an accent. Maybe they were educated internationally. There's something different about them that makes them stand out from everyone else. And all of a sudden, it's perceived as, I don't like him. I don't like her. I don't know where she come from. I don't understand him. He needs to speak
Yeah.
English, things like that.
Yeah.
That's just not the right way to handle it. We really need to learn how to embrace differences, because differences helps to broaden us. We learn from people who are different than us. Everyone that we meet has something to teach another person. Everyone knows something that someone else doesn't know. So the more we're learning, the more we're feeding our knowledge, our knowledge bank, right? And that means
Yeah.
we can perform better. We are performing optimally the more we learn. And you never know what that new person can do for you. You don't know who they know, who's in their network. Next thing you know, you're connected to someone that you would never have met otherwise. And you wouldn't have known if you didn't at least take a time out to welcome this new person to the team. How you doing? Let me know if you need anything, things like, just be friendly. You don't really have to, don't be standoffish to someone who's not like you, who doesn't sound like you, who doesn't dress like you, or who doesn't eat the same foods you eat. You know, this is a huge world we live in, and people come from all shapes and walks of life. Embrace everyone the same way that you would want to be embraced too.
Right.
Yeah.
100%. That I really like how you said all of that, all of that, because it's very true. We tend to gravitate to people that look and sound and all the things like us,
Yes.
but you're excluding and you're making your circle smaller,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
You're making your circle smaller, and you don't know what you can learn from that person.
Right. Absolutely. You can teach them something, they could teach you something. You know, that everyone has something to add, everyone has value to bring. And this can help propel your company forward and help you reach those goals and help you get that commission or that bonus at the end of the year. All of these brains coming together. Synergy is a beautiful thing when you're open to it, you know? So yes, definitely learn to embrace differences, because really the sky's the limit, because we are stronger together, actually, and we're better together.
We're better together. What did our vice president said, Kamala Harris? She said we have more similarities than we have differences, right?
Mhm, mhm.
So they may look and sound and all the things, but once you get to know them, you realize, oh, they appreciate and they love their family like I love my family.
Mhm.
Oh, they really do care about their kids.
Right.
Oh, they drink milk like I do. I don't know. or,
Right. Yes.
or stuff like that, and you realize, oh man, he's an all right guy. He's all right. I had went to, and I was talking to some managers at a nursing home, and this gentleman said that he never on he didn't, not until as it relates to self-awareness and emotional intelligence,
Mhm.
when he sat down in that meeting and he heard how the message and how I broke down everything, he said, I never thought about it, that I never saw somebody else's perspective. I didn't really go that deep in caring about what other people thought. And
Mm.
that opened, so it's
Mhm.
not only diversity of people, diversity of thought.
Yes, absolutely. I love that diversity of thought. Oh my goodness. What a
Yeah.
concept. What a concept.
Ye-
You know?
yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I love that. That's well said.
And it's important for us to not only to be around these various different, even if people don't agree with you, and agree to disagree,
Right.
right?
You're
Agree to
disagree.
disagree. you
You're still
can't
learning.
force you can't force people to be on your side,
Right.
right? You can't force them, right? And the best thing that you can do, is to show them who you are, as in humanity.
Yes.
Humanity. Be
Yes.
human, you know what
Be
I
human.
mean?
Yes. That's what we all share at the end of the day. We're all human,
Yeah.
regardless of what walk of life we come from.
Yeah, your blood is red just like mine's,
Right.
unless you're an alien. So, unless you're an alien, so it's
Exactly.
important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, in other words, we're saying just embrace the differences and embrace the diversity of thought. That's it. That's all.
Embrace that
We're not
diversity.
saying to sleep with the person. We're not saying
No,
that we didn't. We're not
we're not
saying
saying all that.
to break bread with them every single day of your life. All we're saying is that to be open to other perspective, that because you don't know it all. right? And you don't know what you don't know. Stephanie said that earlier. You don't know what you don't know. So that brings us closer to number 5. Number 5.
Number 5. This one is near and dear to my heart. Number 5 is upskill for your life. Okay. Oh my goodness, the importance of upskilling, and this is what we were talking about earlier. Continued learning. Always learn something. Keep yourself on your toes. Stay sharp. Stay relevant. Stay valuable for your employer. Stay valuable at home, even, right? So, and it doesn't necessarily have to mean you have to go and get your bachelor's degree or your master's or your doctorate. It doesn't mean that. Some people have the resources, the times, others don't. It could even mean reading a book that's related to your profession, learning a new skill, taking a course, getting certified, taking a LinkedIn course online, right? LinkedIn has a huge library of courses, right? So depending on your line of work, there's always a way to learn something new. AI is huge right now. If you're not already on top of it, get on top of it. Whether you like it or not, it's here and it's probably not going anywhere. Right? So definitely get on top of new trends, new ideas, and new evidence-based practices. Get on top of that so that you have more to add at home, at work. You add your value, and you're preparing yourself for that promotion when a promotional opportunity becomes available.
100%.
Mhm.
I couldn't have said it better. Because what happens if you're not learning, you're not growing, and if you're not growing, you're stagnant. You're getting I see it like, you're getting shorter, and you
Yeah.
guys, you're stunting your growth. You're
Yes.
stunting your own growth, and it's like stagnant water, and nobody wants to be around stagnant water. They just don't. Nobody wants to, right?
Right.
And let me give you guys a quote that I have, because this is Stephanie. This is my favorite. Well, this is my favorite for this session as well, because you should always be a student of life, right? You should always be learning,
Oh.
growing. Right now I'm reading like 10 books. I'm bouncing between them during the week. I do one for 30 minutes, the other one for an hour, depending on how juicy it is. And so I'm doing like 10 books, and I'm always doing some training. I just had the training at the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce yesterday. And this stuff, I just love all things knowledge, all things learning. Henry Ford said, anyone who stops learning is old. He said it, not me, you guys. I'm just telling you. He said, anyone who stops learning is old. Whether at 20 or 80, anyone who keeps learning stays young. So that's why Stephanie and I look like we 18 up in here, because we refuse.
Yes.
We refuse to stop learning.
Absolutely. Oh my God. You can't. You cannot stop. I'm telling you, and you'll thank yourself later.
Yeah.
If you're a continuous learner, you will thank yourself later. Absolutely.
100%. Because the more you know, the more you do, get you closer to success. You look back, and you're like, man, I invested the right way, because I was in that training that talked about that.
Yeah.
Right? You look back and you're 80. You don't look 80, you look 50. Because you're living your best life at 80 years old.
Yes. Feed your mind. Yes.
So yeah, that's how we going. That's how this is how we gonna end this session, you guys. We gonna end this on this is how you know. Steph, you want to say anything else? Is anything in your soul, any quote, anything you want to leave with the beautiful people all across the world before we get out of here? Remember, you guys, we're going to be here next week, same time, 6:30, because Stephanie has her other sets of 5 to help you empower your career, take charge, level up, and to thrive. Okay, so this is part 1. We're doing part 2 next week, same time. And Stephanie, the floor is yours.
Yes. I wanted to end with a quote that's near and dear, that goes along with this entire message from Zig Ziglar, actually. He says, if you are not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. There it is. There it is.
There it is. And that's how we're going to end this session, you guys. That's it. Thank you for being here and supporting this channel. If you enjoyed this episode and this content, it would mean a lot to me if you would take a few seconds to ensure you are subscribed to A Glimpse of Growth with Dr. Dale. Click the notification bell to receive notification. Share it with someone you think may need it. And let's continue to become more intelligent with our emotions. Thank you. See you later.